Hello everyone and welcome back to TGR, that's Gaming Robo. Now everyone, what we've got for you today is transfers, hints and tips. Now, if you may have seen in one of my previous videos about using art money to make your team become a billionaire club. Now, if you did not want to use that facility of using art money, there is another way of bringing a massive influx of money to your club. So what I was going to do for you today is going to show you how that can be done. So what I've done to set up a new game to show you all, and I've decided to become the manager of Arsenal. Now, what we do, so we look at the Arsenal club, let's say, for example, Patrick Vieira. So on here already, Barcelona wants to discuss a possible move for Patrick Vieira. Now, he's worth on here £16.7 million. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go, player is not needed by club, set up for a transfer list. And I put on there for 500,000. Now you see all the big teams are wanting his services. I'm going to do the same as well for Frederick Lundberg. Now he's worth £6.5 million. Same as well for Thierry Henry, he's only worth 12.7. Now you've noticed I've put them all down to the asking price of 500,000. There is a reason for that, and when we get a few requests to buy the players off me, it will all become clear for you all. Okay, lastly, we'll do Perez as well. Okay, so I have listed up for sale Patrick Vieira, Frederick Lundberg, Thierry Henry, Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell, and Robert Perez. So what we're going to do, we're going to wait for the next lot of teams. It's going to put forward a request. So already, Manchester United wants to buy Ashley Cole. Now beforehand, you used to go into exchange players and go someone that's above the value of your player, and then the other team disregards the player that you wanted but gives you a higher offer. This is effectively the same, but slightly different. Now, I'm going with international caps 1 and pay £30 million when he plays his first international game for Ashley Cole. Now with Thierry Henry, I will be doing the same thing, but I'm going to put it up slightly higher. So the only thing with this cycle is obviously you do get a lot of clubs that may not have the money, like for example PSV. They want to pay that all off in 6 months, 500,000. So obviously they haven't got the funds to do what I want to show you all here today. Real Sociedad. Okay. To be perfectly honest with you, and also obviously this will only work if the players that you are looking at are current international players as well. Obviously, if you're going to do this and it shows on their status that they're retired from international duty, once again, you're just not really making any profit whatsoever. After this, I'm going to stop. I'm going to raise the other players' prices back up, so then you don't really get a lot of the other teams coming back with silly bids like Mallorca and Hertha Berlin, as well as them. I know Alvarez doesn't have the money. There's no point asking them to do it. PSG, you do have the money. I don't understand why you're doing that. Henry for 170,000. So Man United gave up because they haven't got the cash flow for that. So Real Madrid have made a final offer for Thierry Henry for 34.5 million. So 500,000 up front and 34 million when he plays his first international game. And on here, the first international game is within the first few days of September. Deportivo La Coruña putting in 35 million after his first international game. Schalke, give you a try. Hertha, I knew you won't do it. It's always well worth trying there. And Espanyol. Villarreal. No, they do have the money for this. I'll leave it at 20 million for Sol Campbell. Sunderland. I'll leave it at 20 million for Perez. Barcelona have offered 35.5 million for Patrick Vieira. Valencia have offered 30 million for Thierry Henry. Celtic gives out Leverkusen. All those other teams giving up on those players there. $20 million for Sol Campbell. Patrick Vieira can go back up to his regular level. Wolfsburg, same. Now I have tried this with lower valued players as well. Reason why I don't think it's worth doing it with the lower value players, purely because you don't get a lot for them. I mean, as you see with certain teams, saying no to paying so much money up front if they play their first international game whilst playing for their club. I mean, Leeds going to pay 35.5 million for Frederick Lundberg. So it's always worthwhile just looking. If you've got players in your club and you think, don't want them playing for me anymore, then you just do what we've done here. I mean, Patrick Vieira has now signed for Barcelona for 35.5 million. Now, Dortmund are willing to pay 12.75 million for Henry, so I put that up to 20 for that. Celtic still wants to try that. Get them out of the way then. Sunderland wants to pay £21 million for Robo Perez. Arsenal board have cancelled the transfer of Patrick Vieira because they think the offer is unrealistic. It's always worth a shot with that, getting so high. Okay, 20 million on Perez there. Reject that for Sol Campbell. Man United transfer bid, 21 million for Sol Campbell. Wait and see if Henry transfer goes through now. Made a final offer. Let's get you up to 20 million, Ashley Cole. I want to see if Sol Campbell goes to Man United. Perez, what clubs? So Sunderland are looking like they could be signing him, so I'm going to leave it with Sunderland to see if they actually sign Robert Perez. I want to see if Madrid signs Ashley Cole. Dortmund's made a final offer for Perez. Arsenal board's cancelled Limburg off. Henry set for Dortmund. Tried that just in case if they think it's unrealistic because they're offering only $500,000. Robo Perez to Dortmund. There we go. Now I've worked out the little bug in that. So there we go. So Dortmund have signed Thierry Henry for a fee of £12.75 million, and the fee will increase to £32.5 million depending on Thierry Henry playing for France. And again with Robert Perez signed for $1 million, and it can increase to $21 million depending on if he plays for France as well. I'm going to try and pump it up with Deportivo just to see whether or not if that does work. Same with Real Sociedad as well. Don't expect Barcelona to do that. £16.5 million plus 20 million if he plays for France. Deportivo is going to do that for Sol. Barcelona is going to do it. Valencia, give up. Malaga. So Patrick Vieira could be joining Barcelona for £36.5 million, which he does. £16.5 million up front and then an extra £20 million when he plays for France. Or Kanu, what? He's still part of the Nigerian setup. Then it's well worth a try with Kanu. Put in there an extra 15 million to see whether or not if Parma are willing to it. So Sol Campbell will be leaving Arsenal to join Deportivo La Coruña for £26.5 million. So the only one that we didn't manage to get rid of is Frederick Limburg. So looking at the transfers out, guys. So first of all, Robert Perez, Thierry Henry, Ashley Cole, Patrick Vieira and Sol Campbell. They've all left us for individually combined £33 million. Now, obviously, with that, it brings the Arsenal finances up to 60 million in the balance, 52 million in the transfer funds. So what we are going to do, we click on the fixture list. That is 1st of September is where the next lot of international games will happen. So what we're going to do, we're going to go skipping right into that date and see what happens when the international teams play their matches, and with us should be getting all of the extra money that is promised by the clubs when they bought said players. So guys, as you can see, the 2nd of September. Now, as you can see straight away, Real Madrid have paid Arsenal £20 million as part of Ashley Cole transfer deal. Ashley Cole played his first international game whilst playing for Real Madrid. And the same with Sol Campbell from Deportivo La Coruña. Robert Perez from Dortmund. Patrick Vieira from Barcelona. And finally, Thierry Henry from Dortmund. So all in all, guys, if we go back to the Arsenal squad, go on their finances. Now the team has got 166 million in the balance and 158 million pounds in the transfer fund, ready to go out and buy new players. Now, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. As you can see, it is really, really simple to do. So go on the players that you particularly want to sell, put their transfer value down to £500,000. obviously you get the influx of teams that will want to try and buy your player off you. Just keep it 500,000 and put the extra clause in there. So when they play the first international game for them, they pay you 20 or 30 or 40. Try 50 million as well. I mean, sometimes it has worked for me. There's been other times where it hasn't worked as well. But give it a try, guys, and make sure you do keep the transfer value once you agreed the fee with the team at the same price. Because as you've seen earlier, if you raise it back to the normal value, the board will cancel the deal because they think it will be unrealistic for them. Okay, now if you do like the video, guys, smash a like on the video, give it a thumbs up, and also, as you know, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell as well.